position previews continue here in fall camp for the Liberty Flames football team. We're going to be talking defensive line now with D-line coach Vance Singletary. And, coach, as we look at this deep and talented depth chart for your defensive line, it is pretty remarkable. A lot of great work's gone into recruiting the last couple of years, and it's become pretty fruitful, for hasn't it?
It has. Just real excited about each and every one of the kids. All the guys are really putting in a lot of work. You got to love that, about playing up front, because it's a very demanding position. You got to be relentless, and you just got to keep doing it play after play, series after series, and you got to be passionate about it.
When I go back and listen to our radio calls or even watch the games on TV, your defensive line has a lot of success, and a lot of the credit goes to you and the job you and Bryant have done teaching them. But is there one or two tips you've got for them that continuously gets them in the backfield?
Just watching a lot of film of guys who do it, who are the best at it in the business. I've been fortunate to done internships and coached in the National Football League, and of course pulling out some of that footage and allowing them to watch guys that they admire, and watching them do some work behind the scenes. A lot of times they only see the finished product, whether that's Monday night football or Sunday night, but I go back and show them the drills that they do to make them those polished players.
Now the floor is yours right now. As you look at your defensive line, who's really ramped it up here in fall camp?
You know what, I tell you, one name in particular, Erwin DeSources, has done a tremendous job. He's the backup defensive end rush for us, and just been having a great camp. And of course, I'd be remiss not to mention Dominic Davis. He's been lighting it up. He's played, been an outside end for us, but over the last couple of years, he's played inside and outside, and we decided to put him in there full time this training camp, and he has not disappointed at all.
One name obviously we'll call about, Chima Uzowihe, a guy that has played a lot of football for you out of the state of Texas, and he continues to get better, doesn't he?
The kids mess with me because Chima's like my godson. I mean, I really admire him, everything he does, not only on the field but off the field, and just kind of how he conducts himself. Just a character guy, just a leader in so many different ways for us. I mean, he just goes out and does it, not a big rah-rah, and just a student of the game. And you wish you had a whole team full of those kind of kids. And he's no question in our first team All Big South, and there's no question in my mind he'll certainly duplicate what he did last season.
Got a couple of headliners on your defensive line and some other role players that do a really good job. Where have they made the most strides in the last year?
Jerron Green was a kid that last year saw a lot of snaps early on in the Kent State. I told him to get ready because he was going to play a lot. He thought I was playing with him, and next thing you know, he was tapping his helmet to try to get out of the game. And he's really had a great spring and having a great fall camp. And right now, I would say, I've been doing this for a long time. He might be one of the best players I've ever coached overall. I mean, he's just been really dominant. Not just one day, 1 week. I mean, every day, all spring, just really consistent. And I think he's really bought in.
Who are some of the young guys we might hear about here this fall, Coach?
Well, I mean, of course, there's Tolan Avery, kid from Galveston Ball High School in Galveston, Texas, is having a pretty good camp. I think the biggest thing with him now is just, being consistent. Can you do it, play in and play out, and then just become a student of the game, kind of get with some of the other veterans that have been doing it, and try to pattern yourself after how they prepare and get ready for practice and the game day. So he's a good kid, got a great attitude, really working hard, and I think he'll have certainly an opportunity to get out here and contribute and help us this season.
We all know last year this defense made great strides in getting takeaways. How much was that a factor of the D-line and how much it has improved, and can we see that again this year?
I really believe overall, Coach Wimberly has done a tremendous job at just kind of talking to the whole unit and just talking to the importance of everybody executing, from every phase. And then, we've kind of set some drills up where our whole entire defense kind of work on turnover and what that means to us, and we try to highlight that, and we try to let them know, we're a better team and we can get takeaways, and we can not let teams score touchdowns and hold them to a field goal when they get down in the low red zone. So the kids are really, like I say, bought into that, and we've all been preaching it and putting a lot of emphasis on it and trying to look at some of the other teams around the country and what they're doing, and so it certainly paid off for us. We like to keep that going.
I must say, Vance, too, of all the coaches, you have to be the one that has the most fashion sense out here. The bucket hat you had on, you don't have it on now, but the bucket hat you had on earlier was something to behold. So we appreciate your time and look forward to seeing what you might have out here tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
That's defensive line coach Vance Singletary. I'm Alan York for the Liberty Flames Sports Network.